Chemical Junkies Conclusion Part 2. There's a tradition in spirituality, Buddhism, and I think other traditions New Age, so on and so forth. From what I've learned about and talked to people about at Pema Carpo when I apprenticed. And lucid dreaming has to do with controlling your dreams. And a lot of the same processes in the system in place for the chemical social world has to do with a similar example of lucid dreaming. Imagining, controlling the imagination, and only using the small part of the brain to not have to use the mind too much. Because then there might be an emotion, and then there might need to be more work. And limiting 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 does what my fingers are doing on this video with the light. Magnifies, magnifies, stretches, stretches, and then it reaches its limits to a circle. And consciousness just radiates. And the chemicals are controlled, and then folks go home. People decide they have a room in a house to continue this process with this system in place. And they're supported by other people in this building, by the Organization for Mental Health. And there's less work for the business, the health provider, not as many complaints about poverty, not a bunch of letters written about neighbors who listen to neighbors through walls and play music at 2 a.m., shaking the walls. Because sleep doesn't matter in this system and processes. Lucid dreaming, the chemicals, when the eyes close and the brain goes into dreams and the brain goes dark, when the eyes go dark, when the vision sees worlds not in reality, the chemicals aren't identifiable. Until a person wakes up. Good dreams, some chemical benefits. Bad dreams, some emotions. But totally normal. Constructing everything like an engineer who's got to make room for the wolf in the home. Like an engineer who has to get the building ready for someone in a wheelchair. Places the limit emphasis on myself, constrains wellness, conversation about food, conversation about how to get to a goal, how to reach an aspiration. And instead allows a person's dog, allows a person and their cat in their home to live in a world they've made and perfected. And the same philosophy in this building goes out into the world, the broader world, the United States of America. And anybody who says they don't understand comes to a place like where I'm at now. A person who gets cancer, has family, has friends, and gets well again, or is homeless, like I was. Lucid dreaming is always this big, imaginary gold mine for a lot of people. They think, oh, I can go fly, I can be a karate superstar, I can be a lover to 1,000 women. I can have 100 boyfriends. I can eat 1,000 poppy plants. But just like a spontaneous world where there's bad people doing stupid stuff, there's people who get stuck in their lucid dream and go shoot people. There's people who play a video game so much it gets so lucid they destroy a whole block of people with a handgun, with a machine gun, and have no remorse. Chemicals calm, chemicals excite, chemicals keep emotions from getting too out of control. Chemicals keep the self behaviorally okay. And then when a person like me drinks a cup of coffee, takes a sip out of it, a person who's chemically charged from social, political friendships sees my behavior, my smile, from the taste, from the caffeine energy. A face I don't see, but a face I have in front of another person who's going so fast, who's on track so well. They see light changing shapes. They see light bending on the wall. And the room's dark. They hear music and feel their heart. and aren't moving their body, aren't getting chemicals from reading a book, from watching a movie. They're getting the physical thumping and the vibrating from the speaker. There used to be this simple joy looking into the sky and seeing the stars at night in Arizona, I remember. And there'd be these opportunities socially to go and look through some $20,000 telescope and see Venus or Pluto. And a person would work hard, save up, and be prepared consciously for what they were viewing. But now, time has been disregarded. Time has not been allowed to keep people healthy, well, and chemically balanced. Time has shrunk, time has gone to nothing. Time has gotten to weeks and then quick. Social worker calls. After a message was left, almost 2 weeks, a week. Not days, not the 24-hour, 48-hour consistency. Weeks. And then now. And then the next now. But the person controlling the time has the chemical power. They cause the cortisol. They cause the now to, jolt. And I'm talking about a health professional. The sirens, it's like it's like a warning. Disregard stuff like the stars in outer space and the simplicity in those pleasures. And eventually the nasty, disgusting climate change will squeeze consciousness like an orange, like a fruit, like an object. And there will be nothing but dead trees, hot air, thirsty mouths, and a lot of people giving chemicals to keep everyone calm. To keep everyone from being too hungry. From keeping anyone to remember, oh gosh, I haven't had water in 4 days. It's all right. It's all a simulation video game.